time for Wake Up with Witcher. Here's meteorologist Mike Witcher from the East Tennessee Weather Center.
All right, good morning, everyone. It is 7 o'clock on this first day of October. It's a big day for East Tennessee weather. We'll talk more about that coming up here in just a few minutes. We do have some patchy, dense fog out there. Live look at 40 in Paper Mill. Not a ton of fog, but you can kind of see the little bit of fog, the glow in the street lights off in the distance there. Kids heading off to the bus stops here this morning. We're now in the mid-60s. We're on our way into the upper 70s as they head home from school. We've had a little bit more fog in Maynardville, but that has begun to lift a little bit. But with that said, we do have a dense fog advisory for Fentress and Cumberland County, and anybody traveling westbound on 40 to Nashville, you'll run into some thick fog this morning. That's where the fog is the thickest, right there across the western sections of the plateau down towards Cookeville. So basically from Crossville to Cookeville, you'll run into the thickest fog up over the plateau, and a little bit of fog showing up also into the Smoky Mountains. But other than that, no major issues on the roadways here so far. So happy first day of October. My friends, this is a huge day. Huge day. 1 year ago, East Tennessee weather launched right now. Is that not crazy? We made a whole year. And now it's just going downhill. No, I kid. No, we're only going up. We're only going up. And thanks to you for joining me over the last year. Some of you maybe not through the whole year, but listen, you've been through with me through the thick and thin, and I so much appreciate every single one of you for trusting in me to help bring you the weather every single day. Really, really, really touches my heart. All right, let's go ahead and get to work with the forecast because people have to get on the road. Then we'll sit and have a little bit more conversation, of course. So again, we've got that dense fog advisory. I wanted to pass along something real quick because that's what the radar looks like. And it's not what the radar looks like at all. Actually, the National Weather Service lost internet power. And so the radar is not being updated. It was like yesterday I was looking at the radar going, I've got a good solid shower over my house. Why is it not showing up on the radar? Because it was stuck on this view. And I was like, it doesn't even show any rain at my house. Well, I went to the National Weather Service chat, and lo and behold, they had lost internet power. So the radar is down right now. So therefore, if you were looking on the East Tennessee weather app yesterday and you're like, well, it doesn't say it's raining, but it's pouring at my house. Well, that's the reason why. It had nothing to do with the app. It had nothing to do with anybody but the National Weather Service radar. I also want to pass along the good news that the power grids continue to slowly but surely come back up. We have about 5% without power still from Hawkins, Hancock, up into, say, the Tri-Cities area, Greenville, Cott County, and also Sevier County, and Pikeville as well. But the power grids continue to come up. Not the case over into North Carolina. Many of you have probably seen the videos and the photos coming through from Asheville and even Irwin. I mean, just devastating. It really, really breaks my heart. I'm trying to find something to do as a platform and for all of us. So if you see it on social media later on today, if you can either donate or help the cause or share it and like it and subscribe to it, I really would appreciate it. We've got to raise a lot of money for these people. They are just left with nothing. And I'm talking about our community here in East Tennessee. Yes, not saying I don't care about those people over in North Carolina, but we are East Tennessee weather. We are East Tennessee, strong through and through. So we need to help our community members out no matter what. All right, so also great news to pass along. The French Broad River is now down into the green level, the normal-ish stage at 7 feet. It's amazing that it was all the way into the 20s, 20 feet or more. I mean, it was up to what, like 27 feet or something like that? Mind-blowing. So it's nice that things are, although that rain yesterday, you know, we had some heavier showers up across the mountain counties. It's like, come on, can we just not get a break? But the remnants of Helene continue to move its way on out. And so high pressure is going to move on in, and that's going to leave us with some sunshine and some warmer weather. Some solid days ahead of us here this week before a couple more cold fronts start to swing on through the area. All right, so through the day today, we've got some patchy, dense fog. I actually think that we're going to see a little bit more hit and miss sunshine. Saw a little bit yesterday. If you saw it on social, I posted that. I think we'll see just a little bit more, but can't rule out a couple of passing light showers, okay? So don't be surprised if you get it, but not everyone's going to get the rainfall today, and it should be really, really light. I don't think it's going to be as intense. Not as intense. Yesterday was not intense, but I don't think it's going to be the couple of good solid showers that we saw yesterday. All right, temperatures this morning, we're starting off in the 60s. We're going to climb into the low 70s as we get into the lunch hour. So a really nice lunch hour ahead of us. We should start to see a little bit more sunshine this afternoon, and that's going to allow our temperatures to climb into the upper 70s to low 80s. That's about where we should be for this time of year. Average high now is 78 degrees as we start the month of October. And then the average temperatures will continue to fall for the rest of the month. Of course, we'll be talking about that in the coming days. If you have evening plans here tonight, ball games, practices, whatnot, we're going to be right around 76 at 6 and 69 degrees by 10 o'clock if you're still up and about. All right, so here's the big picture. We do have a cold front on the way. We've got a couple cold fronts moving their way into the area. But again, moisture starved. These cold fronts aren't going to do a whole lot. We are officially in the driest month of the year. And the good news is that we're just not looking at a lot of rain. So the cold front comes through overnight tonight and for the first part of our Wednesday. But you can clearly see it just doesn't have a lot of precipitation with it. It's going to bring a few clouds, and that's going to be about the extent of it. The dew points should drop a little bit as we get into our Wednesday, well, probably a bit closer to Thursday, Friday. Not a ton, though. But a little dip in those dew points will allow our morning temperatures to come down just a little bit more. So rather than being in the mid-60s, we'll actually probably be closer to the upper 50s to low 60s as we get into the latter part of the week. Up aloft in the upper parts of the atmosphere, we are going to warm up a little bit more because high pressure is building on in. That brings us sinking air. That's a warming, compressing wind. But it's pretty short-lived. It's going to be moving its way on out by the end of the week. Why? Because another trough moves on in with another cold front as we get into our, say, Friday, Saturday time frame. And that's going to also not bring us much in the way of rain. Can't rule out a couple of showers with it, but I don't think it's going to do a whole lot. And then a ridge of high pressure builds in through the part of the weekend before another cold front heads our way as we get into, say, Sunday, Monday time frame. And it's that third cold front, by the way, that I think is going to bring us some solid fall weather here around town. This is your rainfall outlook over the next 7 days. That's right. Not a lot of rain. We don't want the rain right now. We don't need the rain right now. Rain stay far, far away. Let the cleanup efforts continue. Folks need to try to get back to a little bit of normalcy. You know it's going to take days, weeks, months, and years to even get back to some sort of normalcy. But you know what? Every community that was affected is a super strong community, and with all the help from all of us, as the community itself, they will come back even stronger, better, and yeah. All right, so looking ahead through the next 6 to 10 days, so this goes a little bit past the 7-day forecast, and the Climate Prediction Center is predicting average to maybe slightly below average precipitation, and then from your 8 to 14-day outlook, so we're going now 2 weeks out, and we're still looking like the possibility of below average precipitation. So I think we're in for a solid stretch. I actually took some notes. Our 16-day rainfall outlook looks rather lackluster, which at this point of the game, I'm going to say we're okay with that. If you would have asked me a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I would have said, no way, Jose, this is not good news. The drought continued to creep its way on in, and you know, we're heading into fire season. We don't need that. So while unfortunately, we got a lot of rain, which was desperately needed at this point of the game. Unfortunately, we've lost a lot of lives. I've seen upwards of so far I've seen the reports of 8 people in Tennessee have lost their lives, 40 in North Carolina, and 125 people from this storm. Weather is a serious situation, and that's why East Tennessee Weather is here to keep you up to date on all the weather every single day for our communities. And that's why the app is so great, because it travels wherever you go, so you can stay on top of the weather situation no matter where you are. Now, I've got about a 10 to 20% chance for a few spotty showers all the way through the weekend. I don't like 10%, but I can't rule it totally out, so I don't necessarily think it's 20%. Kind of those weird caveats, you know. In meteorology, I really don't like percentages at all because it's probabilities, probability of precipitation. It never tells you the whole story, but if I don't have anything on there and you get a quick little shower, like, what's up with that, Witcher? Well, right. But maybe it's just like 1 or 2 lonely showers. And so you got to keep everybody up to date. And that, by the way, these trends, because I do cover from Chattanooga to Tri-Cities, Cumberland County to the Smoky Mountains, these percentages, of course, are generalized. You'll get a little bit more specifics with the East Tennessee Weather app, of course. Temperatures are going to climb into the upper 70s to low 80s to round out the week. That's that ridge of high pressure. Cold front comes through on Friday, drops our temps a little bit, drops our humidity just a little bit, and then our secondary cold front should drop our temperatures and humidity even more so next week. So for those of you that have been longing for those nice fall afternoons and those cool, crisp nights and maybe some fire pit nights, well, I think next week is all about that. Now, generally speaking, 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 days out, I think we're going to be about average. So that's great, right? We're talking averages. So upper 70s, 50s for lows, crisp, cool nights, clear, sunny days. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's talk about the tropics here for just a second. As we highlight the tropics, here's some great news. I've dove into a lot of the model data, and it just doesn't look likely that we're going to get a tropical system. The National Hurricane Center has actually dropped it from a 50% down to a 40% over the next 7 days. They added a 10% over the next 2 days. I don't know why they really would do that, but these are probabilities. And again, that's why I don't like probability of precipitation. But the general idea is we do have a low pressure system that is going to be forming into the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico can be a hot spot this time of the year for tropical formation as you get closer to the coastlines. But some of the latest model guidance doesn't have that. I do think that if you do have travel plans to the Gulf or anywhere from, say, Galveston, Texas, all the way to Florida, there is a chance for some rain showers. And so do anticipate that. So maybe take the rain gear with you if you're heading off on fall break. But again, for those of you that may be new to the platform, I say it every day, but listen, East Tennessee Weather is your one-stop shop for weather here in East Tennessee. Download the East Tennessee Weather app. I have been passing a lot on social media. A lot of folks are like, I think unfortunately, I don't want to say it this way. Unfortunately, a lot of people come to me. Let's say it that way. Let's keep the glass half full. Fortunately, a lot of people come to me and they have found my platform over the last week due to the impending or due to the inclement weather that we've had, the nasty weather we've had. And a lot of people are like, hey, man, I miss you. I miss you on TV. And I'm like, well, I'm still here. You are? What are you doing? Here's the app. Here's what I'm doing. So there's still so many people here in East Tennessee that have no idea, that watched me on local news for years and still have no idea of what I am doing. And that's why I say when bad weather, when inclement weather moves in, and I post a lot of information on social media, if you think it's important for our community to know, really like, share, and subscribe to those things because it helps pass along the word that people don't know what I'm actually doing. All right, so side note, as I mentioned at the very beginning, East Tennessee Weather launched 1 year ago. Absolutely mind-blowing. I've been out of local news now for over a year and a half now. And 1 year ago, we launched. If you recall, 1 year ago, I set the clock. We kicked off at 7 o'clock in the morning. I did Wake Up with Witcher at 7 o'clock in the morning, although I don't think it was called Wake Up with Witcher at that point in the game. We have evolved a lot over the last year. But if you also recall, I was on the air for 2 hours and then got kicked off of YouTube. Man, was I frantic a year ago about this time. I was so nervous. I was so uneasy, not sure what these giant leaps of faith and steps that I have decided to take would do. But the numbers are mind-blowing. I'm not going to share them with you personally here because I don't want the public to know these things for certain reasons. But the numbers are mind-blowing. You have come in droves over the year to support, to see, to check in on all East Tennessee weather platforms. And I cannot, like I said at the very beginning of this Wake Up with Witcher, I cannot thank you enough for believing and trusting in me. Listen, I've been a meteorologist for almost 25 years now. I've been in East Tennessee since 2005. Quick little stint on the national platform in Denver, Colorado, which was great. Gave me a lot of great experience. And, I just told my wife this morning, I said, doing national weather, the events that happened here in East Tennessee this past week and in North Carolina and also across the Gulf Coast, doing national weather, I have seen over and over and over again because this kind of stuff happens across the country all the time. We just don't pay attention to it unless you watch the national news or watch national weather. But being involved in national weather, I saw it day in and day out. And it's mind-blowing how communities are just absolutely wiped out. But it's also invigorating. It's also comforting to know that these communities come back stronger. They do. I've seen it over and over and over again, and many of you have probably seen it. I mean, The Gulf Coast, for instance, we have hurricanes every single year. Do we have landfalling hurricanes every single year? Not necessarily. And do we have Category 4 hurricanes every year? Absolutely not. But there are places in the world that are affected by this kind of weather all the time. Japan right now, we've got a typhoon over there. Asia gets typhoons all the time, and they continue to stay there and they rebuild. So we as a community will continue to rebuild after this event, and we will become stronger. If you need any sort of assistance, if you need help, please reach out to me. I will try to help you as much as I possibly can. I try to answer as many messages on social media as I possibly can. There is only 24 hours in a day, and I do have a family, but I'm really, really present on social media. So I'm trying to answer your questions, trying to like everything that you say, trying to comment back to you as much as I possibly can. So again, 1 year anniversary today. I am so excited. So excited. So again, thank you. All right, let's go to the chat and say hi to everybody. Again, hopefully when you look at the radar later on today, maybe the internet will come back on for the National Weather Service. But I'm going to go to the chat here this morning and see what y'all are saying. Again, party time. That's right, Tom. It is a party time. I wish I had something a little bit more planned for us to like hang out and do something to celebrate as a community and as a family of East Tennessee weather, but I don't because I don't have time to do anything. Ask Julie. Julie tries to help me all the time. I'm like, Julie, I just need I really just need like an assistant, somebody just to make phone calls for me, make my schedule, and tell me where I'm going and what I'm doing at what times because there are so many things that are happening in the background that so many of you don't have any idea what's going on in the background. From the artwork, I'm the art director. I'm the chief engineer. I'm the chief meteorologist. I'm the janitor around here. It's a mess over here. I've got a ton of merch sitting right here, by the way. Haven't had a chance to get that up on the internet yet. Many of you do want the hoodies, and I will make those available. That is my goal over the next few days. My wife is working a lot this week. The kids are going to be at school, so I'm going to really sit down and concentrate on a lot of stuff. But I have to dive into all the analytics of everything because with with being a digital platform, I get daily analytics. I get weekly, monthly, yearly analytics. And in order to get more support from our community and businesses, I have to prove my analytics to them. And that is time consuming to go into all the posts, all the years, all the analytics. So anyways, bear with me if I have not gotten back to any sort of messages or if I don't get things up running as efficiently or as soon as I should be. Just give me a break a little bit, will you? And I know you do. I do. Jesse is heading back to Cott County today so he can help clean up. Big shout out to Jesse this morning. That is amazing. And anybody, if you, my wife was saying this morning, how can we do it? I said, I don't really know. So if you have answers, I know that they don't want a ton of people per se in these communities right now because of the cleanup efforts. They definitely don't want sightseers. If you're going to go, you're going to go work, right? But if you have any information, I think our kids are a little oblivious to what just happened to our community. At least I think mine kids are. I've tried to explain. I've tried to show them. But, of course, they're kids too. And sometimes they can barely look past their nose. You know what I mean? Anyways. Thanks, Linda. I appreciate you. Thanks, Felicia. Where's the government response? No speech from Biden or Harris. No declarations to help on that way. It's embarrassing. I don't have an answer to that. I've not watched a lot of national news. I've watched a lot of local news to keep up to date on kind of what's going on because I can only do so much from behind this desk. But you've got to realize we still have millions of people without power from the Gulf of Mexico all the way into the Northeast. Millions without power. And so I don't know the answer to that. I've not watched national news, so if somebody has a better answer, maybe you can answer it on here. But yeah. Jerry, I hope so. I hope so, my friend. Many more anniversaries to come. He's not going anywhere. We're only going to continue to grow, and hopefully down the road, you'll be able to see new people on East Tennessee Weather, help the platform out. That would be the goal, is to hire down the road. And so as we continue to grow, but we got to get there first. So if you're a small business, if you know any small businesses or any sort of business that's looking to get any sort of advertising at all on a different platform, and speaking of politics, listen, politics is happening right now. A lot of folks can't buy TV time, and if you can buy TV time, well, it's really expensive at this time. But I've got an option for you. So reach out to me, Mike at easttnweather.com, or advertise at easttnweather.com. Yep, Krista. Every single night that there's severe weather, I'll be the first on. I'll be the last off because I can. And that's what's great about the digital platform. And that's why it's weather when you want it. That's why I talk about that all the time. Listen, the information is there all the time. You got to come get it for sure. I can't force you to do it, but the information is there. I got a note the other day, by the way, from a friend of mine, not a friend, but a viewer. And they said, listen, I kind of razzed you a little bit about your tone the night before all of this flooding happened. And he reached out the next day and was like, now I understand your tone. Now I understand why you had such important information and your tone to that important information. And I was like, thanks, man. I mean, that is the whole purpose of it. And going back to the weather conference and stuff like that with AI, remember we talked about AI a few weeks ago? Is AI going to actually have that tone in their voice to make sure that you understand this is a serious situation that's getting ready to happen? You need to heed all watches, all warnings, and you need to head to higher ground. We were talking about flooding and flash flooding for a couple of days leading up to this main event. And so lo and behold, that's what happened. Does it happen every single time when we actually call for something? No. Why? Because it's weather. It's something that hasn't happened yet. We're talking about a massive world and atmosphere that we live in. But for crying out loud, I mean, I've been doing this for 25 years. We've come a very, very long way from when I first started. Everything I used to look at was black and white DIFAX charts. Those are hard to read. A lot of information on those little tiny charts. Oh, let's see. What else we got going on here? I know he's working on it. I think there's a lot of people watching the Roku TV right now. So I apologize. We'll try to get that working. I'll reach back out to the app developer today. I already have. He said, well, if it's happening to you, then it's happening to all of us. So let me fix that. The other people in the country that are doing what I'm doing. So we're going to try to get that fixed. Good morning, Aaron. You're not so late this morning. Hey. Let's see. I did see that video. Awful, right? It's going to be dry and warm. It's going to be drier and warmer and probably not a ton of rain over the next couple of weeks. It was great news that our county mayor said that everyone has been found. It's great news to pass along, Eva. We'll get there, Katrina. Let's see. All right, let's move right along. It's 7:23, right? All right, Katrina's itching to dance. So is Kimberly. What do you think they are going to be today? Any guesses? Any guesses? I know of one. It's October 1st. Today is October 1st. That's right. So we're celebrating birthdays and events on this first day of October. It's also, I haven't seen Buck on here yet, but it's also National Taco Tuesday Day. Tuesday Day. National Taco Day. But it is Tuesday, so it's National Taco Tuesday Day. Does that make sense? I guess. National Fruit at Work Day. Anybody like to take an apple to work? I'm not a big fan of apples myself, but I do love fruit. Strawberries and all the other kind of fruit I do love. National Fire Pup Day. Oh, who doesn't like the fire pups, right? The Dalmatians, they are amazing dogs. I love them. It's National Pumpkin Spice Latte. Well, Pumpkin Spice Day, but when you say pumpkin spice, I'm going to go pumpkin spice latte. Has anybody on here gotten their pumpkin spice lattes yet? I have not. It's been too darn hot. It's been too busy. But once this weather cools down a little bit, I do like me a pumpkin spice latte. I like pumpkin beers too. And my brothers always make fun of me for that. But here we are. It only happens once a year. You know, you got to embrace it while it's here, right? Just like as we get into Christmas time and stuff like that, you get the peppermints and all those. I just love those kind of smells and stuff like that. I love the holiday smells. That's what I love. I love candles. I really do. Is that weird? I don't know. I love candles. I love the smell of candles, and I love the holiday scents. It's National Green City Day. So I feel like I should know what this is, but I don't know if I know what that is. National Green City Day to highlight the progress and innovation cities are making to become more sustainable. Yes. Yes, sustainability is the best. National Black Dog Day, better than National Black Cat Day. And it's National Hair Day. For those of us that are losing our hair, let's celebrate this day if you still have some. And it's National Homemade Cookies Day. My wife made homemade cookies. What, I guess this past weekend? Right, Janelle? I think we did. No, she's probably not paying attention. She's busy. She's the lead at work today, and she's got a very busy day ahead of us today. If you happen to see her at the hospitals, give her a high five or a hug. She'll probably need it. And I'll be sure to give her a hug when she gets home. All right. That's all we got for the national holidays today. Let's check in on the traffic one more time here this morning. Make sure that there's no accidents since we do have some patchy dense fog. And it does not appear that we have any accidents. I will show you this map here for a second. Now it's this is crazy. Look at all these closures. These are all closed roads and intersections. Does that not tell a story? Probably goes. I don't know if this goes all the way down here. No. But does that not tell a story about what's going on in East Tennessee and on the other side of the mountains? So again, 40 obviously shut down. 40 shut down. Crazy. From 276 all the way to, what is that? 321. And from 321 to Interstate 40 all shut down. We're shut down over the Smokies. So that would be the Tail of the Dragon, I think. No. I heard the Dragon was open. So that's not... Is that the Dragon? Let's see. Where are we? No, that's not the Dragon, is it? That is... No, that's Newfound Gap. So that's Newfound Gap. That's not the Dragon. But now I'm going all over the place. Sorry about that. The Dragon's over here. Where's Valley Townsend? Oh, no. Dragon's down here somewhere. Yeah, there's the Dragon. Bottom of the screen. But again, Newfound Gap over the Smokies. Shut down. And much of... I mean, I don't know if you've seen all the video from Asheville, North Carolina as well, just inundated. But our own community is inundated as well. All right, so no issues out on the roads. Let's go back to the chat and see if there's anything that you want to say to me. There we go. My Morning Jacket at the Tennessee Theater tonight. If you're looking for something to take your mind off of all this insanity in America. It's crazy. Good job, Jesse. A lot of people in Newport are still missing. I may join the search party. There are still a lot of people that are still missing in our community. I've had people reach out to me saying, I have not heard from my grandma and grandpa yet. I have not heard from my cousins yet. I have not heard from this person yet. It breaks my heart. I mean, we actually had tacos last night, by the way. We couldn't save it for Taco Tuesday. I don't know why. We should have. But guess what? We have leftovers. So guess what we're eating for dinner tonight? Taco Tuesday, my friends. We're going to do a double dose of tacos, I guess. Oh, good old lemon and honeysuckle candles are good. In the Del Rio area, it's always foggy. And it's going to be a little bit foggier. The ground is still saturated, so any sort of clearing that we have And when we have clouds, you can't get the fog to form, but any sort of clearing, you start to get that fog to form. And it can form pretty quickly. Yeah, where's 865 Candle on here? I bet they've got some amazing. I know they have some amazing stuff. If you want to check them out, they're on South Knoxville, by the way. 865 Candle. You got Wild Tree Lane. They're actually Wild Tree Lane and 865 Candle. Great little businesses and shops or a shop, anyways. For any sort of birthday presents or Christmas presents or anything like that, you should check them out. Shop local. I think this is also. I saw a post on this, and I'm going to say this right now. If anything at all right now, I don't know who said it. Was it you, Krista, or maybe somebody else on social media? Said of all things that we can do as a community right now, of course, raise money and donate water, food, clothes, food, of course. I just said food. But when these businesses come back up, support local. We are local communities for a reason. Local is the number one thing. We got to keep local because that's what keeps our communities alive and thriving. And so when these businesses do come back up, please shop local. I think that's going to be a great thing that all of us could do. That sounds pretty good. Pumpkin cookies sound pretty good. Yeah, that's 441, Nathan. Sorry about that. Nathan said 441. Yes, that's 441. It's kind of got me thinking for a second too. This is terrible news the coastal areas going on right now. We've got fall break. A lot of the coastal areas are devastated because of this hurricane as well. They thrive on tourism. That's where they make all their money. And now if these beaches and shops are shut down, they're not making any money this fall season for fall break. And as we get into the holidays and as we get into Christmas time, think about Cataloochee Ski Resort. Cataloochee Ski Resort, now inundated. The winter season's going to be walloped, possibly, likely, if they don't get the interstate back up and running. Or if they don't get 441 back up and running, Cataloochee, the ski resort, is going to be taking a hit. Places like, let's see, we got Boone, obviously, was hit very hard. So we've got Sugar and Beach. Now we're getting into winter tourism right around the corner. And this is awful news for big moneymaker tourism type situations. And so, again, if and when things start getting back up and running, if you can support these local businesses and these regional businesses, they're definitely going to need your help for sure. It did, yeah. Spared the Dragon. They are back up and running, open. I did see that. Let's see. Just go through the chat here real quick. Laura says a good friend's cousin is still missing from Jonesboro. If anyone has suggestions on where they can call or look for them, they want the area to the house is gone. They went to the area and the house is gone. Have not heard from them since Friday. Just trying to help them out. If anybody here has any information at all, can you please reach out to Laura Porter of any information to help out? Yeah, support all of these people. Well, I may need that recipe there, Laura. Pumpkin French toast sounds delightful. Why didn't you bring us any down the road, neighbor? Thought we were neighborly. Just kidding. Let's see. Jesse says, might want to make sure your tetanus shots are up to date if you're helping with the cleanup. Just a thought. Great thought there, Jesse. Indeed. There are some hard times coming, but hard times will build us and make us stronger too. Mel, do you know if there's a list of shelters somewhere. I'll do some more research. I just know there's so many places that could have gone. Tons of places that they could have gone. Hopefully they're okay, Laura, for your friend's sake. Egos with scope ice cream for breakfast. Cody's been sick, Kimberly. Leave him alone. He's had the Rona. Hopefully you're doing better this morning, Cody. Hopefully you're doing better. All right, my friends. I guess we're going to wrap things up here this morning. Again, if you can help anybody at all, if you have any information at all, please pass along the word to me. I will try to post that on social media. I do have a big platform. I have a big following that I will try to get the information out. So if you have any information that you would like me to pass along, please email me, message me on social media. Email me, mike@easttnweather.com. It's going to take a village, my friends, to build and rebuild this community back together again, but we will. We are strong people, and we will continue to move forward because we have no other choice. But that's why it takes our community to move forward and help our community out. Again, thank you so much for being with me here on East Tennessee Weather and all the East Tennessee Weather platforms. If you love what I do, if you love the app, if you love the website, if you love the social media, will you pass it along to everybody else? Today marks our 1-year anniversary. East Tennessee Weather has been going strong for 1 year. Yes, some hiccups along the way. But guess what, friends? You stayed with me. You didn't say, the heck with this guy. He can't get his act together. There's a lot of going on, a lot of moving parts with East Tennessee Weather, but we continue to move forward, and I do appreciate your friendship, your viewership, every single day. Again, if you have any more information about anything to help these flood victims, please pass it along to me so I can share that on social media to help pass the word. In the meantime, if you came in late this morning and you missed the 24-hour weather channel or you missed the forecast, I will send you back to the 24-hour weather channel here in just a second. So make sure you check that out. And we will see you back here tomorrow morning for Wake Up with Witcher, starting off at 7 o'clock in the morning. If you're a prayer warrior, say a prayer today too. And many prayers to come, because these people need it. All right, my friends, have a great first day of October. Hopefully you'll see a little bit of sunshine. Might see a couple of spotty showers, but not a ton of rain over the next couple of weeks. Have a great day, my friends. We'll see you back here soon. When you want it, you can come to me whenever you have time.
From the East Tennessee Weather Center, here's your morning weather update with meteorologist Mike Witcher.
And good morning. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the first day of October, which, by the way, is our 1-year anniversary together. How about that? East Tennessee Weather launched 1 year ago and growing every single day because of you. So thank you so much. If you love it, pass along the word to everybody. Let's keep growing, my friends. Giving you hopefully the best weather coverage you can possibly get. It's weather when you want it. You can come to me whenever you have time. I can get the latest forecast. I am always here. All right, let's talk about some good news because the power grid continues to slowly but surely come online, which is awesome news to pass along. Not to mention the French Broad River continues to come on down. So the flooding issues continue to move on out of here, which is great. But of course, the cleanup efforts will continue for days, weeks, months, and yes, even years. Been a devastating situation in our own backyard. Hate to see this for sure. All right, here's our future cast throughout the day today. We are going to see patchy dense fog to get the day started. We've got a mix of sun and clouds as we head through the afternoon hours. Not expecting a lot of rainfall, but can't rule out a couple of passing showers coming in from the north and northwest. And that should be the story throughout the day today. So I'll be surprised if you get a quick little shower or two, but I don't think it's going to add up to a whole lot. You can clearly see not a ton around East Tennessee. Now our forecast should be a little bit warmer. Dense fog in 60s this morning, climbing into the low 70s as we get into the lunch hour. Forecast highs likely to be a little bit warmer than what we saw yesterday. Upper 70s to a few pockets of low 80s. Guess what? That's right where we should be for this time of year. Average highs are at 78 degrees. 76 by 6 o'clock here tonight, dropping down to 69 as we get into the 10 o'clock hour. I think we're going to have some patchy dense fog as we get into our Wednesday, and likely the case again on Thursday. Actually, I think Thursday could potentially bring us some more dense fog. But let me tell you the story that we do have a frontal boundary on the way. It's a moisture-starved cold front, doesn't have a lot of activity with it, doesn't have a lot of dry air. Now, the air should dry out just a little bit back behind it, but not a ton. And high pressure builds in at the surface anyways across parts of the Ohio Valley. And that's going to help to warm our temperatures up, not to mention we've got an upper level ridge that's really going to help to warm our temperatures up, really. But it's going to be sliding its way to the south and southeast as another trough swings its way on in. As a trough swings its way on in, it's going to bring a little bit of energy to the area, which could spark off a few showers, mainly across the mountain counties, I think, as we get into our, say Friday. Probably not going to see a whole lot on Saturday. And when you add up your 7-day rainfall outlook, well, it's pretty lackluster, which is great news to pass along. We don't need the rain at this point of the game, but I think we could see a little bit more enhancement across the mountain counties and maybe the northern plateau. Looking ahead to the start of October, well, it is the start of October, but the 7th through the 11th anyways, could be trending average to maybe slightly below average when it comes to precipitation, and that may continue as we go from the 9th through the 15th. And realize that October is our driest month of the year. So do anticipate drier weather conditions from here on out. Now, rain chances are going to be pretty lackluster at best, not expected a whole lot. I don't really like to use 10%, but I don't think that the rainfall forecast is totally out of the question. So that's just kind of a there it is. Could see a couple of isolated showers as these boundaries move their way on through, but that should be about the extent of it. Temperatures will be trending at or just slightly above average as we wrap up the week. As we get into the weekend and next week, well, we've got another boundary on another cold front on the way Sunday into Monday, and that potentially could bring us the most refreshing air so far this season. Lower humidity, lower temperatures. We'll see how it all plays out. But really looking ahead, we probably are going to stay fairly average anyways from the next 6 to 10, 8 to 14 days out. So pretty solid average weather is on the way. All right, for those of you that may be heading to the coastal areas, still tracking the tropics, my friends, still have a 10% for the next 2 days and a 40% over the next 7 days of a cluster of thunderstorms that could become a low-pressure system, maybe a tropical system. It's not looking likely at this point of the game, I will tell you that, but we will probably see some rain showers developing along the coastal areas. So if you have plans, maybe take the umbrellas and the rain jackets just to be on the safe side, as you'll probably get some rain. And this is not unusual. You got to realize that the Gulf of Mexico does have an enhancement this time of the year, September, October. We're now in October, obviously, but we still are looking at, peak season is coming down, and you got to realize the hurricane season goes all the way through November. So we still have a lot of time, but peak hurricane season is September 10th, so now we're at October 1st. So we're still elevated, and so hurricane season is still with us. So that's why we're going to always keep an eye on the tropics for you. And you can always check in online at easttnweather.com or by downloading the East Tennessee Weather app. As I mentioned, it's your one-stop shop for weather right here in East Tennessee. As today, we celebrate our 1-year anniversary. I'd love to hear from you on social media. If you've been joining me for the last year, if you're just now finding out about East Tennessee weather, thank you. And if you like it, pass along the word. Have a great day. Your next weather update is coming up today at noon, and of course, also on social media all day long. Have a great day.